number 32. I'm really excited about being here today. My name is Joe Apfelbaum. If you don't know me, I've been going live every single day on LinkedIn. I'm going to be going live 244 times this year. That's a lot of times. But I already did 32. So that's exciting. We're ready. Away, on our way. We're not at 20% yet. When we're at 20, when we cross the 20% mark, then we know that we've made some major progress. I was excited when I crossed the 10% mark, but the 20% mark, let me tell you, it's amazing. Today I have a special surprise for you. If you're watching live right now, let me know where you're dialing in from in the chat. I'm going to check you guys out. I'm going to be sharing my screen. But I have a special surprise. I decided that I'm going to be bringing in my LinkedIn connections, yes, you, into my lives. So I can interview you, talk to you, ask you, why did you buy Evie AI? Why did he die? Why did he die? Did he die? Did he die? Okay, so I'm going to bring in one of my LinkedIn connections in just a moment. But in the meantime, I want to know, where are you dialing in from? What are you up to? What do you do for a living? Why are you even watching my LinkedIn live at 8 o'clock at night? What are you even doing on LinkedIn at 8 o'clock at night? Are you serious? You're on LinkedIn networking? The truth is, I often go to networking events from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So being on LinkedIn, a professional social network, at 8:30 at night is not such a terrible thing. So don't feel guilty for being on LinkedIn so late. It's normal. It's totally normal to be on LinkedIn so late. I have a question for you. Are you truly happy with what you do for a living? If you're not happy with what you do for a living, you can change it. You can literally change what you do for a living. You can change it anytime you like. Most people don't know that they can change what they do for a living. And so they're stuck. They're stuck doing the same thing over and over and over. But today, I have someone who decided she's going to just own it. She's going to get out there. She's going to build her business. And she's going to be successful. I'm going to bring her in. Her name is Sarah. She's one of my wonderful LinkedIn connections and a client of Evie AI and Evergreen. Sarah, welcome to the program. So glad that you made it here today.
Boom, boom, boom. Glad to be here.
So I'm excited that you decided to join me. Is this your first time that you're actually on a live?
I think so.
We're officially on YouTube. We're on live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're supposed to be live on LinkedIn, but when I go to my LinkedIn profile, I don't see myself loading up. I don't know why it's not showing up, but I'm definitely going to replay this on LinkedIn and schedule it to go live again. And I'm going to also make clips out of this. So I
Yeah.
can't, if you guys are watching this live right now, let me know that you're watching this live. Maybe you're watching the replay. I don't know, but hopefully you guys will watch this live, episode number 32. I'm going to check on my cell phone to see if it's live on my cell.
I'm looking on
Uh,
your page. It's not live.
it's not live on my page. Okay. All right. Sometimes that happens. Let me check if it's live on Facebook. If you guys are alive, let me know that you're alive. Let me know where you're dialing in from, what city you're dialing in from. I'm going to go to my Facebook page and see if we're live over there and see if this thing's even working. It might not be working. If it doesn't, hey, we're live. We're definitely live, and there's one person watching on Facebook. Amazing.
Yeah, maybe that one person is you.
Maybe that one person is me. It's very possible. It probably is me. Let me see if we're live on YouTube. Um, Joe Apfelbaum. All right. So, Sarah, can you introduce yourself to the people watching this and let the world know, what do you do for a living?
Hi, people of the world. I'm Sarah. Um, Thanks for the full screen. This is nice. I help businesses become super duper efficient by creating foolproof processes. So, you know how you build a building, you have to have a foundation because otherwise your building will crumble. I help you build that foundation and it's solid.
So if you want a solid foundation for your business, you want systems and processes, you want to make sure that things don't break, Sarah can go into your business and help you build those systems and processes. And why are you on LinkedIn? What are you trying to achieve with LinkedIn?
Because you force me to go on here every single day.
Okay, but why? Why am I forcing you to go on? Why am I telling you that LinkedIn is the land of opportunity?
Because it is. There's there are so many people, and these are quality people, quality networking, versus other social media where it's like, people are just there for fun. This is solid networking, and there's so many people to meet, great people to meet, connections to be made, prospects to be found. It's a really good place to be.
Yeah, LinkedIn is really a game changer for me, for many people. LinkedIn has really been transformational. I've seen a tremendous amount of opportunity come from LinkedIn, not just for me, but also for my clients. There's so many amazing clients that I've been able to support on LinkedIn and help them be able to be successful. So
Yeah.
I'm excited that you're on the platform. What made you decide to you start using Evie AI, the AI for LinkedIn, and what made you decide to then upgrade after?
I started using it, and there were a couple of features that I really, really liked. So I signed up for annual. I don't have to think about it. I'm signed up for a year. It's basically free for me to use now. It's paid for, and there are just so many great features. My favorite is saving profiles, and I like when you click on it, it opens another tab. So it's not like I can just clean it all out neatly afterwards, and it doesn't mess up where I was before. That's I would say my top favorite feature right now, but I think that's going to change based on how much I use it and the more things I learn about it.
Wow. Yeah, no, LinkedIn is powerful, and using it together with artificial intelligence is extremely powerful. Like the other day, we were talking, and you told me that you love the commenting feature to be able to comment on LinkedIn with
Yeah,
artificial intelligence. And then I said, you know what I love? And you said, what? I said, I love customizing connection notes. And you're like, wait a minute. When
I
you
did not know that's possible.
when you're able to customize a connection note on LinkedIn, that is powerful because the AI will automatically put in the person's name, the context, like all the information there, and that's just like a game changer when it comes to being able to leverage the tools available and be able to save a ton of time. So what I'm going to do
Yeah,
now is I'm going to just share my screen real quick and kind of show people how Evie AI works, and so, this way people can kind of see for themselves because a lot of people have no idea how this tool works or what this is about. I'm also going to share your profile so people can kind of see you.
sure. I'll also
Um,
add to that is a lot of I feel like there's so many misconceptions out there about what AI is. Um, it's actually here to help you, and it's a tool when it's used right. You have your personas. It changes things. It helps you be the best person you can be.
yeah, it really does. Really, really does. So I'm commenting on Harrison's post over here. Harrison is a video editor, and he's always putting up really great posts on LinkedIn. So I love leaving comments on his posts. He was one of the influencers in the Influencer Summit one year. We brought him to talk about video marketing. And so I left a comment on his post. So if you're on the feed and you want to drop a comment, it makes it really, really easy to drop a comment. Now, I'm going to go to Sarah. I'm going to go to her profile right over here. Check out her profile. Sarah is an annual Evie AI client. So I'm going to click on the little drop down here. I'm going to add her to Evie AI annual. You see, I have Evie AI premium engaged. Um,
Wait, you once you have lists, then it gives you a drop down option.
the drop down option is always there because we by default give you 3 lists, but you can click on the drop down and manage your list and add up to 50
Oh,
lists.
I never even realized that.
Yeah. So you can add lists, and now I'm able to just quickly see her recent activities right from a list. And now I don't have to like wonder, oh, did she post? Did she not post? I see she posted yesterday. I'm going to click comment over here. I already left her a comment, which is great. And this is a very nice post. It looks like you got a decent amount of likes and comments on this.
I got
Congratulations
a
on that.
crazy amount of impressions on it.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at your previous post, and I notice I did not leave you a comment on that previous post from 4 days ago. So I'm going to go ahead and generate a comment for you. And just like that, within just 10 seconds, the AI created a comment. Recently, a client told me your strategic insights resonates with me deeply, blah, blah, blah. Sarah, your focus on slash slash, I don't know. I'm just going to put Sarah Sears, thanks. I don't even know what it wrote over here. Your focus on slash 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 slash.
So Joe, what's your process like when if you're setting aside time to comment on LinkedIn? Do you go through your saved list? Do you go through your feed? How do you do it?
Well, it depends on how much time I have that day, but I typically will definitely load the feed and see what's new, what's going on. The feed shows me things that are recommended to me, and so I'll definitely go ahead and go on the feed. If I have a little bit of time, I like seeing what comes up on the feed, what LinkedIn is actually showing me there, and then leaving
Why?
comments. There are new things that come up on the feed that I find interesting. It's like very unpredictable what comes up. So I'll just drop a couple comments there. But in terms of like me being proactive, the feed is not being proactive. The feed is great. See what comes up. It's exciting. But in terms of being proactive, it's people that I actually save their profile. So if I go in here and I click on saved profile, see all on the top right. I don't know if you can see that. I click on see all, save
Mhm.
profiles. This will show me a list of every single profile that I've ever saved in the order of the most recent ones first. So what I'm going to do is I set aside time for the different networking groups that I'm part of to engage. So for example, I have a group called Evi AI. I have a group called EANYC. That's a networking group that I'm part of. So I set aside time every week to go through all the members of this group and look to see if they recently posted on LinkedIn, and I control click on these to open them in a new tab, as you can see. And then I just take a scan and just take a look. Did they post on LinkedIn? Did they not post? If they posted, I drop them a comment. If they didn't post, then I move on. I just close the window. It's really easy. See, so
So
one
one
week
second, you're control clicking on where on the see recent activity?
on see recent activity, and that opens it in a new window. You see they're all loading over here in the
Yeah, but I'm
background.
pretty sure if you click on them separately, you will still open a new window, but I might be wrong.
It does, but if I open a new window, then it goes to that new window. So for example, if
Okay.
I click on Bruce, now it left this tab and it went to this tab. When I
Got
control
it.
clicked, it opened the tab in the background. So it makes my life so much easier.
How much time do you spend a day on LinkedIn?
I spend a minimum of 15 minutes per day being proactive.
What's
So
proactive mean?
proactive means doing things that are intentional versus just going on the feed and responding to things. Um, so I just drop a little comment. I usually cut down the comment, make it a little bit shorter. Sometimes I leave it longer. So Bruce reposted this over here from 2 weeks ago. I'm going to give him a like. I'm going to go here. See, I'm a proud chair of the Tunnel Towers Golf thing over here. I'm going to go here and drop him a comment. John Rafferty did not do it the right way, but it's okay. I'm going to have a meeting with him to teach him how to use LinkedIn properly. Most people are not doing LinkedIn correctly. Kudos to John
Oh,
Rafferty for leading the charge. It's admirable. I recognize the profound impact. Let's make a difference together. Okay, so I'm going to drop a comment like that. Vincent, a week ago, posted this. I believe I left him a comment already. I did. Moving on. And Derek posted this 1 week ago. I believe I left him a comment already. See that? So I've already left comments for these people because they're on my list of people that I kind of review. So if you're not doing this, if you're not checking the lists of people that you have here and leaving comments on their posts, then you're missing out. You're missing out on the opportunity to stay top of mind on important people. Then I'll choose another workflow. I have joint venture partners, JVMM. So these are the engaged members of JVMM that I know that are posting regularly. I'm going to refresh over here. For some reason, it kind of X'd out. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to type in JVMM, engaged. I'm going to press apply. It'll show me these are the engaged members that I want to stay top of mind with. So Virginia is a client, Natasha's a client. I'm going to go through them and just drop a few comments on their recent posts just to literally stay top of mind with them. They might not show up on my feed. They don't need to show up on my feed because now I can just stay top of mind. You see, nobody commented on this post. Oftentimes, nobody will even see the post. Like not every post that you post, especially if you're posting a post that's a little more, you know, publishing a podcast, it's not gonna automatically show it
why is
on the
that?
feed. Because people don't really care about this, and because she included a link and she included way too many hashtags over here, so that's just not going to work. LinkedIn doesn't like when you include tons of hashtags. So as you can see, this person over here just got one comment. You see that? She got one comment.
Mhm.
Now, if I hit this thing here and I hit generate, and she gets one comment, I leave her a comment. I just basically am 50% of the comments that she gets, which is extremely, really powerful. So, Natasha Miller, your spotlight on Chip Maloney's insights about embracing life is timely. As CEO, I deeply invested in personal development. I value redefining. Open water group seems like a perfect match. Okay, good. So you see, I left her a comment. This is from a day ago, and I already left her a comment. She's not going to get a lot of action because, again, she posted a link here. Whenever you post a link, you don't really get a lot of action on your posts. It's just what it
Right.
is. It's the reality of things. Anthony posted something 3 days ago. No one left a comment for him. Look at that. Oy vey. But I'm going to be the one that actually leaves a comment because I'm proactive. And once a week, I'll go in here and I'll actually do this. You see, Anthony, this meme graphic is a prime example of how you're using virtual art, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I press post, and now I left a comment.
Can we discuss next sending connection requests, who to choose, where to find them? Like, what's your strategy on that?
So who to choose and where to find them. My recommendation is to pick your target market based on what you're looking what you're looking to accomplish in your business. So really asking yourself, what are you looking to accomplish? So in your case, you want to be able to meet people in healthcare, am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Let me delete over here. I'm going to close this out. 11 hours ago, he reposted this. So he's just reposting stuff over and over and over. Jared Jensen posted this over here. I'm just going to drop him a comment real quick. All right, so let me show you how to find people that you want to connect with. I'm going to do George Jensen. Stress can be cripple our effectiveness. I'm going to delete this question here, and I'm going to hit post. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to search. So I'm going to type in health insurance, health insurance,
Brokerages.
health insurance what?
Brokerage.
Health insurance broker, I'm going to write. Okay, health insurance broker. I'm going to do people. Now, I like doing second degree, Sarah, because they
Mm-hmm.
already have people that are connected to me. So I'm going to do second degree. So 5,200 people. So these are the people. These are the health insurance brokers. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
These are the health insurance brokers that I would connect with. So I would just literally just hit that connect button.
Does it let you
Um,
add a note from here?
it doesn't necessarily let you add a note properly from here. What I would do is I would just control click on these because you want to take a look at their profile and see what context you can add to it. Here, I'll show you an example. So, for
Within the
example,
message?
yeah, within the message, you want to try to add a little bit of context. So, if you see that they know Svetlana or Dwight, or you actually know who they are, you might want to add something about them. You also want to just check their company, see how long they've been working there. Are they brand new at the company? What else are they doing? Just kind of give it a quick scan, see if there's anything interesting here. This person I probably wouldn't necessarily connect with. Just simply, he has no recommendations. I'm not sure if he's active. I do see he posted something a week ago saying that he started this new position as a life insurance broker at Medicare Online, but I'm not sure that he actually owns the company or has any say. If you do want to connect with him, I would also just quickly take a look at the company that he works for and just see, he has 20 followers. You go to about, tells you how many employees they have. They're a pretty small company. They're in Tennessee. They have 2 employees. I probably wouldn't target him. I would just move on. If you see someone super active on LinkedIn, that's really powerful. This guy's a benefits consultant. He puts his phone number here. He's in BNI. He's a networker. I would probably connect with him. You see that his phone number's here?
Mm-hmm.
I would literally pick up the phone and call him and say, "Hey, I see you're in Walnut Creek, California, and you're whatchamacallit, do you work for a specific company or are you independent?" And you have a conversation with him about what he does and say, "I sent you a connection request. We can just call him right now." Like, I would literally pick up the phone and just call this guy. You also see that he was active a couple of hours ago. You see that? He was active 13 hours ago. So it's helpful to see who the people are that you can prioritize. So in this case, I'm actually going to connect with this guy because he's in BNI, and I'm always curious to know about people that are in BNI.
Have you ever been part of BNI?
I've never been part of BNI. I'm going to say as a fellow networking professional, let's share insights. I'd like to connect on LinkedIn. Okay. So I just sent this guy a connection request. That's great. Look at Gina. Gina looks great. She has a great background photo. She does complete roof systems. She's as accounts receivable administrator. She was also the CEO of GFL Benefits. You see that? And for 3 years, she's working for this other thing. After decades of experience in licensure, I have joined a team as lead administrator in accounts receivable department to maintain the billing system of collections. That's interesting. Let me see how big this company is over here. Complete roof systems. About they have 11 employees. Founded in 1997. She's based in New Jersey.
1977.
1977. So she's been around. Based in New Jersey. I don't know. I'm not really in love, but you know what? I'm still gonna send her a connection request because she is in New Jersey, so she's local. I'm gonna go ahead, add a note, send her an FEI. She's also using LinkedIn Premium, so she could be a person that might be interesting. As a fellow New Jersey professional, look at that. As a fellow New Jersey professional insurance expert, I see synergies. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going on. Tom, insure me. He's a broker. I live in Florida for the past 24, but he does 42 states. Don't love his profile. Don't love his profile. He's fixing a background banner. But again, he has no recommendations. I would still probably connect with him. This guy over here, Sam, I really like his profile. I see he's paying for LinkedIn. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He has an about section. He has thousands of followers. He's somebody I would send a connection request to and build a relationship with as a broker.
Can we optimize my profile next?
Yes, we'll do that. I'm going to pull up your profile now.
Thank you.
Okay, insert, connect, and I'm going to close these other ones. Now, the great thing about this is when you pull somebody's profile open, when you open somebody's profile, they get a notification that you looked at their profile, which is really helpful. You know, you want people to notice you. You want people to get a notification that you looked at their profile. You see this guy over here with his profile? It's a terrible profile.
Do you reach out to people who've checked out your profile?
I do. I do reach out to people, especially if they're interesting. So I'll go here as part of my workflow and look at my visitors, my profile visitors, and see who looked at my profile. And I would thank them and say, thank you so much for looking at my profile. Is there anything I can do for you? Especially if they're a first degree connection. So I'll say, thank you so much for looking at my profile. Thank you so much for checking out my profile and for connecting with me. You see that? I just sent her a beautiful message here. So I definitely check out.
If somebody's not a first degree connection, a second or third degree connection, you say, hey, are you open to connecting?
Yeah, if they're a potential client, like for example, Chaya, she's not a potential client, but if she was a potential client, I would send her a connection request, say, hey, thanks for checking out my profile. Would you want to connect with me? I'd love to learn more about you. 100%, yes. See, Natasha already liked the comment that I left. You see that? See, people are liking the comments that I'm leaving here. I'm leaving comments for people, and people are loving it. You see, they're replying to all my comments. So every time you sprinkle a comment, you are actually doing a person a favor, which is really powerful. So you see Sarah's over here. This is Sarah's profile. I'm gonna check it out. So
why doesn't it show that I have premium?
You can enable it. It's something that you need to enable. So if I go to my own profile, I click on me, and I go to view profile. You click on the little pencil, and you have the ability to write open profile or not open profile, premium badge or not premium badge. You see that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you refresh and see if it's there?
I just refreshed. Yep, it's there now. Now you have a badge. Congratulations. Now I'm going to put a bell. I'm going to click on the bell so I get notified every time you post. So when you post, if I clicked on the bell, I will get notified in my notifications. Now you only have 300 followers. You should really have a lot more followers than 300 followers. So the number one thing you need to work on right now is adding more connections. Because I don't know if you know this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. I don't know if you know this, Sarah, but every single connection that you have on LinkedIn is also a follower of yours. LinkedIn is the only platform where all your connections also become followers. That is an extremely beneficial and extremely useful thing for you to add connections and add it in the industry where you want to be successful. And so if there's 5,200 insurance brokers, and let's say 2,000 of them have normal accounts and they look like they're working at normal companies, Open up those 2,000 profiles, because you have premium. You could open up as many profiles as you want. Open up those 2,000 profiles, send them all a connection request, use up your limit each week. If you have a 100, 200 limit, just use up your entire
How do I
limit.
know my limit is every week?
You'll hit your limit. Once you hit your limit, you if you're doing 20, 30, 40 a day, you're going to hit your limit before the end of the week. And once you hit your limit, you pause, and next week you start again. The other thing you can do is you can drop comments on people's profiles. You can also add them in Sales Navigator and add them to a specific list and later connect with them. So there's a lot that you could be doing after you hit, but the main thing is every week, hit your limit. Hit your limit of connecting with people. Make sure that you connect with enough people every single week. And then when people accept your connection request, what you want to do is you want to thank them for connecting with you on LinkedIn. And we have a process that we teach, and you're one of our students at Evergreen Networking, so you know this. We have a process called the greeting, feeding, and meeting process, where first you greet them, then you feed them, and then you book a meeting with them. And the other day, somebody asked me, they said, Joe, what do I, how do I spark a conversation with a connection? Well, you spark a conversation with a connection by simply just saying, happy birthday, happy anniversary, great to be connected to you on LinkedIn. Do you enjoy networking? How often do you use LinkedIn? I notice you don't really post on LinkedIn. Did you want me to share some resources about how I post on LinkedIn? You just talk about, when you're networking, you want to do something called conversation by observation. Have you ever heard of that before?
No.
Whenever you walk into a networking event, you observe and see things, and you have a conversation about what you observe and what you see. So you see somebody with a pink tie. I say, wow, you're so confident that you have a pink tie. That's so interesting. Where do you get your confidence from? And now you have a conversation. Wow, you look so interesting. Are you a banker? You look like you're totally a banker. Tell me you're not a banker. And now you're like making.
Yo, tell me about your sweatshirt
Tell me about your sweatshirt. Exactly. I went to the
right
gym.
now.
Yeah, I went to the gym and I put on a sweatshirt at the end of the gym, and I decided, you know what? I feel cozy in the sweatshirt, so I'm gonna be wearing the
What's on the
sweatshirt
middle
all
of your
day.
sweatshirt, though?
What do you think it is?
Ooh.
What do you think it is? Have you ever watched Captain America, the superhero?
I have not, but I have one of the shields at home, or at
Yeah,
least we
so
used to.
it's a Captain America shield. It means I'm a superhero. I feel like a LinkedIn superhero. That's what I feel like.
You are a LinkedIn
I'm a
superhero.
LinkedIn superhero. That's what I am.
Boom,
So,
boom.
boom, boom. So, LinkedIn is the world's largest professional social network. And you know what I did today? I took 6 connections that are just social media connections of mine. And I said, do you guys want to do stand up comedy? Do you want to just write a routine for stand up comedy? And we all got together, 6 CEOs, and we did a stand up comedy routine at 5:30. That's
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 hilarious.
that, and 2 of them reached out to me and said, Joe, I'd like to buy one of your products and services. Like, I want to do business with you. Just like that. You don't need to network and just do like, oh, what can I do for you? What can you do for me? Who can you introduce? You can literally just spend time with people, and then people find out what you do for a living, and then they automatically want to do business with you. That's
Right.
how networking works, and most people try to overthink it. I wrote a book called High Energy Networking. I don't know if you ever heard of my book, High Energy Networking. Very easy read. I say that build relationships with people so that they end up knowing you, trusting you, and ultimately liking you. And people like people that are like them. So the more that you can find commonalities between your connections, that's why I say inspect people's LinkedIn connections. See what you have in common. See what the reason is for them to want to connect with you. Add that context to the connection.
Right.
Of, you can have EVAI drafted for you, but then you add a little bit more context, and it'll make 1,000 times more likely that they'll want to connect with you. And if you do it correctly, you're going to have amazing conversations. You're going to have fun doing it. You see, Sarah, I have a goal. My goal is to have 1,000 conversations per year. That's 5 a day, 20 a week, 80 a month, 1,000 a year. If
Did
I
you
have a,
reach your goal last year?
I did. I reached my goal last year. I reached it actually early. Now, how many conversations would you say that you had today? Being honest and really sharing, hey, I had X amount of conversations. If you look back at your calendar, how many conversations did you have today?
I had 6 conversations today.
That is an amazing amount of conversations. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and this is my 15th conversation today, me and you. And that doesn't
Wow.
include two of those conversations that I had were with 6 people each. Two of those 15
Wow.
conversations. Now, my goal is to have 5 a day. So my minimum is 5 a day. And that's what's on my calendar. I also have people calling me, and I am calling people as well and following up and doing stuff like that. So
Right.
that's just the calls, the external calls on my calendar. It doesn't even include the calls with my team. So I'll start and yeah, and I'll do the calls from the gym sometimes. I do the calls from the car. I spoke to an immigration attorney that's in my networking group today. She wants to hire me to redo all the LinkedIn profiles for all the attorneys at her immigration law firm. And I helped her out with a book recommendation for getting organized. There's a lot that
Which
I
book?
do. Getting Things Done by David Allen.
That book has changed my life thanks to you.
Yeah, it's an amazing, amazing book. And so what I always tell people is don't stress out about your LinkedIn activity. Just have a workflow. What's your workflow? I mean, that's the name of your company, isn't it?
It is.
So take a workflow, create a workflow, and say, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z every single day proactively. And the rest I'll do reactively. So what are the 3 things that you need to do every day proactively? Well, just follow EVAI. Post once a day, 1 post per day. Now it's number 1. Number 2, the second thing you want to do is you want to engage on at least 10 people's posts. Engage on my posts. Make sure that you do that every day. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to message people. Message the people that just connected with you, message the people that viewed your profile, message the people that you need to follow up with. LinkedIn tells you whose birthday it is. Did you know that?
Yeah. I'll add a fourth thing to that is sending outbound connection requests.
That's a bonus. So that I would consider not a workflow, that what I considered a project. So you have a project to connect with 1,000 brokers or 2,000 brokers over the course of the next 3 months. If you set a goal to say, I want to connect with 2,000 healthcare brokers, benefits brokers, I want to connect with 2,000 benefits brokers over the next 3 months. How are you going to do that? You're going to do that by a combination of sending out connection requests and leaving comments, but that's a project, and you would probably need to spend more than 15 minutes a day on that
Right.
particular project. Now, if you don't have the time to do that project, and some people don't, you could hire my team to do the project for you, or what you can do is you can outsource it to a freelancer or an assistant, someone to help you do it. But if you have the time to do it, I do recommend, and it's,
Right.
it becomes fun, the process of prospecting. And when you see a phone number, Sarah, like I just saw a phone number with a guy in BNI, you just dial the phone number and call the guy and say, hey, I see we have a few mutual connections. I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. My name is Sarah. Do you have 2 minutes now? And then you have that as one of your conversations for the day, just like that.
Right. I've also in my DMs also been gotten a lot friendlier, less transactional. And I'm having this great conversation with this one girl. On her profile picture, she has a tattoo on her forearm, and I'm like, "Hey, what does that mean?" And now we have a whole cool back and forth going on, and she's so sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really powerful. Really powerful. And
Yeah,
so thinking about like who are the people that you need to be connecting with, who are the people that you need to be building relationships with, I really want you to consider that. I really want you to think about that. Do you want to meet with other sales and marketing professionals? You have 1,500 members of H7. You could also connect with those members on LinkedIn. Find them on LinkedIn and connect with them on LinkedIn and build relationships with them. You can actually take the entire H7 list and email the whole list. Do you have access to, so what I want to do is, you don't have access to the email list from H7?
no, but I can probably get it.
You could probably get it, or I can give it to you. How about that? How about I can give you the whole list?
How
But
do
you know
you
what?
have it?
How do I have it? But what I want to talk to you about is, I'm a member. So what I want to talk to you about is
Welcome, welcome.
thank you. I want to talk to you about this tool called app.ajaxunion.com. Have you heard of it?
No, what is it?
It's a CRM slash marketing automation tool. And I know you're very familiar with CRMs and marketing automation tools. I'm actually going to create an account for you right now,
Okay,
that
thank you.
allows, and I'm going to give you access to this marketing automation tool that allows you to be able to put all your LinkedIn connections. So what I want you to do is I want you to back up all your LinkedIn connections now. Do you know how to back up your LinkedIn connections?
No, I do not.
So go to your LinkedIn right now, click on me on the top right corner,
Hmm.
then click on where it says settings and privacy. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
Okay, now that you see it says settings and privacy, do you see on the left side it says data
Hmm.
privacy? Okay, now tell me what you see.
Get a copy of your data.
Exactly, get a copy of your data. Now, on this, the you can click connections and you can hit download connections.
Do I want the top one download larger data archive, including connections, verifications, contacts, blah, 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 or just connections?
Just connections. Right now, just download your connections. That's the goal. The
Okay.
goal is right now to download the
It's
connections,
pending.
and then it's pending, and that's going to take about 15 minutes. And once you have that done, then you move on to the next step.
Which
Now,
is
what's the next step is importing them into this CRM. What is the name of your business?
workflow.
Just workflow,
Workflow
not workflow.
strategy, design, and consulting, but
Okay. And do you have an address for the business?
like a physical address?
Yeah.
It's to my home address.
Okay.
You want me to send it to you?
Because send it to me. Send it to me in WhatsApp. So this way I have it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you access to this tool, and then I'm going to share my screen and show you how this tool works to enable you to start using it. Now, a lot of people don't have marketing automation tools for
Mm-hmm.
their business, and what we're doing is we're making marketing automation tools available for small businesses with support, which
That's
means,
so valuable.
yeah, a lot of people just, they buy a marketing automation software, they don't get support, they don't know how to use it, they don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to set up workflows, they don't know how to do anything, and goodbye and good luck. I mean, you've even had experiences with CRMs that you purchased that they weren't able to help you do what you needed to do.
Yep.
So it's a really big issue, and so I think that the price of getting someone to do it for you could be expensive, but if you properly work with somebody, you can set up your domain there. You can have a website and a funnel there. So I'll be giving
Right.
you hosting
My
for your website.
legal, by the way, my domain is workflow SDC.
Oh, workflowsdc.com.
Yeah,
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll make sure to include that in there, and then I'll help you set up your domain on there, and then set up funnels for you.
it's
So this
amazing.
way, yeah, this way, and then also set up your SMTP. We'll get you an SMTP server. I'll teach you how to do that, and this way you'll be able to log in and do everything that you need to do.
That's amazing.
Now,
If somebody else wants to work with you on this, what's, who are you accepting to
so we're
work?
anybody that wants to be able to anybody that needs marketing automation software, we're going to be making this available. The domain is going to be unlimiteddigitalmarketing.com. We already bought the name, so that's really exciting that we're doing that. So um, right now the domain name is not up. We're going to be loading it up. So but yeah, that's going to be the thing. That's what we're setting
And
up.
what are you offering?
We're going to be offering this in marketing automation software for a low monthly fee with unlimited support, and then regular, like you can dial in to like a clinic, like a tech clinic, where you can come in and get support anytime you need support. So if you need help with using the software, you can easily get help with using the software. You just boom, there you go.
That's so
Did
cool.
you get? I'm not sure if you got an email with access to it. I just added you as an account.
Let me see.
Did you get an email to access it, or did you not? I'm curious to know.
I
You may have not
I
gotten an
did
email because I
not.
didn't. I didn't create a user yet, so I'm trying to see how
By
to.
the
Oh,
way,
select you.
unlimited digital marketing goes to your Calendly.
Goes to my Calendly right now. Okay, cool. That's
Yeah.
great.
The link is
Uh,
uberconference.com/Joe Apfelbaum.
that's not my Calendly, but is that where it goes right now?
Yeah, it says Evergreen, Joe Apfelbaum 15-minute meeting.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So you could book a meeting. So if somebody wants, they could book a meeting with me over there, and that'll allow me um, to connect with them and talk to them more about my program.
but the Zoom link, it says uberconference.joe Apfelbaum.
Once they book the meeting, that's where it will take them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be adding you as a user to the tool and then give you access to that specific account.
Amazing.
So, it's a big deal. A lot of people don't really have proper marketing software. They don't have a CRM. They don't have email marketing software. They don't have like a landing page software. They don't have the ability to do all that. And we're going to make it available for anybody that wants to be able to use software to help them in their business.
Yeah, that's really, really valuable.
Yeah. Um, in your business, what would you say is your biggest challenge right now?
Um, Talking to the right people,
Talking to the right
getting in
people.
front of the right people, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to,
What?
I'm selling a solution to a problem people don't know they have.
Okay. And having a conversation. So conversations, that's really the key. Right now, you're missing conversations.
Yeah. I'm mixing effective conversations.
You're missing effective conversations.
Yeah.
Are you having conversations though?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you happy with the conversations you're having?
Um, Getting happier. I'm definitely seeing, I am definitely seeing improvement in the way people are responding to what I'm saying, the way it resonates with them, the way it's landing with them, their responses to me, who they're referring me to or networking, who they're networking with, sending, yeah, I can't, something like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm definitely seeing it's there. It's getting better every day.
Okay. And why did you pick that target market? Why do you want to work with people in healthcare?
So my target market is regulated industries, and the reason is I have experience and background in regulated industries. Regulated industries are very challenging for most people, in the sense that there's a very narrow space that you have to walk through, and it's complicated and there's a lot of details and you can't drop the ball and you have to make sure you're covering every single piece. And I love that. I love details. My superpower is details, and it's so fun. So my background is there, and I've had significant success with helping regulated companies really get organized and get efficient.
I gave you an idea to do something called prospect by interview, which I got from my friend Bryn. She interviews people and she turns them into a prospect that way. I highly recommend that people do such a strategy. And in your case, I would recommend putting them on LinkedIn Live the way we're going on LinkedIn Live now, interviewing those people, building a relationship with them, getting to know them, connecting with them. And then ultimately, once you do that, by asking them all the questions that you need to ask them about their business, automatically you're going to find ways that you could possibly help them. So, and then also they'll feel special that they're getting interviewed. I mean, how do you feel right now getting interviewed by me?
I feel super special.
Right? Right? Isn't it amazing? You're getting interviewed by me, you're feeling really good, you're like front and center, you're being successful. And so, I always tell people if you want to make feel someone feel special, ask them questions about themselves. The number one subject that people like talking about is themselves. That's the number one subject that people like
Yeah.
talking about. So just, getting on the phone with people, having conversations with them, and then, asking if they want to get on a LinkedIn Live with you so you can interview them. Very, very powerful. I actually have a list of 20 interview questions that you can ask people.
Ooh,
If you follow a flow of interview questions,
I would love that
that
list.
is, I'll definitely send you that list. It's actually inside our course. We have if you just search interview, in the course in Evergreen, you'll be able to see that. So I'll actually send you the whole list, but here are the questions that you want to ask people when you're interviewing them. What's your name, your company name, and what do you do? Who is your ideal client? How do you find your best clients? How do you How are you helping your ideal clients? Share an example of someone that you've recently helped. What type of results do you typically get working with people working with you? What type of results do you get them? Who's in the best position to refer business to you and that work with your clients? Who do you want to meet that can help you in your business? How do I describe you when I'm introducing you to people?
I
What
like
are your
that
hobbies?
question.
What are your hobbies? If you were in a room with 20 ideal clients, what would you say to them? What are the common mistakes people make before meeting with you? What are the most common questions that people ask you? What are the questions that people do not ask you but should be asking you? What's the biggest problem you can solve for your clients? What are the keywords that people use to describe your business and why? Why would someone set up a meeting with you? What's the best way to contact you and set up a meeting with you? How do people find more about you? What should they look out for? Any final words of inspiration that you want to share? Those are 20 amazing questions that you can ask anybody. And if you ask people those questions, wow, now all of a sudden you're really hitting it properly.
100%. When I started networking, I remember my first networking thing I went to, I was so scared going in. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to say about me? And I met this guy who's been part of BNI for 20 years, has built a successful payroll company. And I asked him, I was like, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce? He's like, it's nothing about me. All I do is listen. And I had been watching him talk to this guy for like 5 straight minutes. And afterwards, I started talking to both of them. And the other guy, I asked him, I said, what does the other guy do? And he's like, I actually have no idea. And it's like,
That's funny.
yeah, he's like, we're just connecting. That's not the point right now.
Wow. Wow. Really, really, really powerful. Did you end up getting in? Were you able to log in with the username and password that I sent you, or did it
Um,
not work?
1 second.
Try it out and also see if your connections were successfully downloaded yet. I'm curious to know. I love that we're working on LinkedIn Live together and we're setting you up with a
Yeah,
proper CRM on LinkedIn, and I'm going to also teach you how to use it. We're going to log into your CRM. I'm going to teach you how to use it. It'll be a lot of fun.
yeah, 1 second.
While
Yay,
Sarah's
I'm
logging
in.
in, you're in? Okay, cool. While Sarah's logging in and exploring, there's a section called contacts on the left. You can click on contacts. There's a section called marketing where you can connect your Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and automatically schedule posts. You can send out email automations. You could create triggers. There's a lot that you can do in this tool that you would now have full access to, Sarah. So thank you for messing around with it. I'd love to kind of set it up fully for you and help you out and making sure that you start emailing your contacts on a regular basis and connecting with them and set up a proper funnel to take people through. Especially if you're going to be launching your podcast, you can host your entire podcast on this system, so you don't have to like worry about like, oh, how am I going to set up a blog? You can set up a blog here. How am I going to set up uh, landing pages or people to book meetings with me? You could set it up here. You could literally
Right.
set up everything here. So
That's so
um,
cool.
yeah, it's a pretty robust system, and it's all ready. So looking forward to having you use the system and also hopefully tell people about it. This is going to be a very big part of our business, having this system available to our clients, because so many people are spending so much money on so many different technologies, and this one technology can solve a lot of problems for a business. And it's fully integratable and automationable, and it has tons of integrations with so many different tools that if you wanted to integrate with other tools, it can definitely do that. So
Is automationable a word?
I just made it up.
Cool. I'll add it to the dictionary.
Definitely add it to the dictionary. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today. This was a fun conversation. If you guys are watching this and you enjoyed us, let me know your highlights. Let me know what you enjoyed watching. Let me know what
Send me
parts
a
of it.
message.
Send Sarah a message. Let her know that you support her. And Sarah, once again, thank you for being here. Looking forward to seeing you again. And if you want to interview me for your LinkedIn Live, I'd be happy to be on
I have 20 questions I have to ask you right now. Don't you dare hang up. Thank you so
it.
much, Joe. You're the best.